I want to go back. He wants to go back. I want to go back to the farm. Go back far away from home, with the milk pail on my arm. I miss the rooster, the one that used to wake me up at 4 a.m. down on the farm.
Hello, my name is Scott Boehm. I'm the old farmer. And on a couple of YouTube channels, I noticed that homesteaders or preppers or however they want to classify themselves said that they feel an ATV is better than a farm tractor. And it concerns me that maybe they don't understand possibly how to use a farm tractor over an ATV. Now, to me, an ATV is like what during World War II the Army Jeep was. It's a way of getting around real quick on a farm or a homestead. It can do some things, but it's just not built to the rigid, solid construction standards of what a tractor is built to. And what will happen is you're going to be stressing out components on an ATV, and you wind up having to spend a lot of money to keep it operational. Prime example, on one YouTube, I remember they broke an axle on the front wheel on one. And another time there was a transmission on another YouTube channel. In a pinch, an ATV could be used in place of a tractor, but I don't recommend it. An ATV that would be powerful enough to be used for light duty is far more expensive than what it would be if you went out and got a rebuilt used tractor. Now I'm talking about tractors from the 50s and 60s and 70s. Some of the important things that you might want to remember about tractors is that if you have clean free wheels on them, that's the V-shaped treads on the back wheels. Most of them are designed that you can put calcium chloride mixed with water into the inner tube inside to add weight, or you can add weight to the axles, or you could add weight on the drawbar in back. Now, my tractor here is a Farmall A tractor, which is a smaller international Farmall tractor. It does not have calcium chloride in the wheels. Possibly I'll do it down the road, but primarily I bought it for mowing the lawn. And when I purchased the tractor, not only did a 5-foot lawnmower come along with it, it also had the snow blade on it. So the tractor is a little light for moving heavy snow, and sometimes I get stuck for a few minutes. And that's why it's advantageous to have split brakes. The right brake works the right wheel, the left brake works the left wheel, or you can hit both brakes at the same time. Now, a tractor is very versatile, and it's built to do hard work. I remember back at the other house, I picked up a heavy-duty lawn tractor with a snow blade on it, and I got the chains also, and I have the chains for this Farmall A. I got the snow blade for snow removal, and within 5 years I replaced not the snow blade, but the connection piece between the blade and the tractor itself. It was a piece of metal construction that just couldn't handle the load, and it would start bending by the end of a winter, and then after a couple of years you have to replace it. The tractor was holding up, but it was starting to show a little bit of wear and tear in a way that you wouldn't see if you were just mowing lawns with it. So it was a little bit too light for what I was having it do, but it was doing the job. But I knew I was overstressing the lawn tractor. So when we moved out into the country, I wanted to make sure that I had an actual tractor to work with because the durability. This tractor does have a power takeoff out the back. This one does not have a 3-point hitch on it, so that means you would pull it by a tow bar. The drawbar would be how you would pull a piece of equipment. It does not have the ability to have a 3-point hitch added to it because the pulleys that are needed to run the lawnmower are in the way. But that's okay. I don't need anything that's on a 3-point hitch. Maybe next year I'd like to pick up a bush hog for going through and keeping the trails clear, and I'd like to be able to add a few more trails in it because they're interesting to walk through, and our dog loves going down the trails and exploring them. So if I put them in and I make them wander all over the place, she'll enjoy traveling the trailways. Now, I do want to remove some of the trees that you see off just to the left of the screen, and down the road I'll either pick up a piece of construction equipment to take out the smaller scrub stuff so that the big trees can grow and do better. And I like to put an outbuilding out about where you would see me disappear, behind the house, not in front of it. Plenty of room to put outbuildings out there, but that's for down the road, and I don't know exactly which way I want to proceed, whether I want to do it myself, whether I buy a Caterpillar or some such thing and take out the trees that way. But that's something for down the road that we need to figure out, because it's only been about 6 months that we've lived here, and we're still dealing with specific issues around the house. I want to redo some of the wiring. I want to redo some of the plumbing. I need to have maybe 60 amps brought into the garage. But this little Farmall tractor, to get back onto the tractor, I wish I had gotten a Farmall H, which is a bigger tractor, but I wouldn't have been able to put it in the garage. Whereas the Farmall A is small enough to slide into the garage. It's powerful enough to do the things that I want it to do right now. I would say if you were looking for something to pull equipment, implements, power them, that you take a second look at a farm tractor. And you don't have to get the new farm tractors. You can get the ones that are rebuilt from the 50s and the 60s. My Farmall A is a 1948, and it's in perfect shape. And I enjoy driving it. It's the old tractor design. I would recommend going with a standard transmission. Whether you go diesel or a gas engine, well, that's kind of basically up to you. You can store diesel fuel longer without having to take steps to keep it in good shape, whereas gasoline will age more rapidly than diesel fuel will. When I buy a piece of equipment, it will be designed to make my life easier and better, not to take up more of my time, not to make my work more difficult or more confusing. I just won't pay for something that I have to sit there and baby all the time and do this and that on it. So if you're looking to get a mechanical workhorse of some kind, then I would suggest look at the old Oliver 77. It may be enough horsepower for you. Look at the International H tractor or even an M tractor. These are all different size tractors. Look at the Minneapolis Moline tractors. Ford makes a good tractor, although if you're going to be on a farm, I kind of sneer at a Ford tractor just because the 8Ns and the 8.9s, they're good little tractors. They were designed to be city gardens, and even though they're built well, it's just, if you're going to have a farm, do you really want a city tractor? It's an emotional thing. It's not common sense. It's just embarrassing. An ATV, well, it's your decision. It's your dollars on it. If I'm going to get implements to do work, I'm going to get the power source that can handle it easily and simply, rather than all the silliness that you have to go through with today's equipment. The old stuff is still working, and if you want to and you're handy, you can buy one that needs to be repaired, or you can do these things yourself if you want to, and get a very good value in a tractor that will do the work that you want it to do. And you just have to do simple things like check the grease it once a day, and check the motor oil and the hydraulics if you get a tractor with hydraulics on it. You know, the new tractors, I'm not excited in what I see so far. I'm not going to say I wouldn't get one, but it would have to be the right one configured the way that I would want it configured. And it has to be something that operates as simply on scheduled maintenance as what the old tractors operate on. So that's just me. Well, I think I'm just about done scraping the driveway. Time to go back inside and warm up a little bit. I do enjoy using a tractor much more than I would using a two-stage snow thrower or some of the other ways that you could control snow on driveways and sidewalks. I actually enjoy doing this, and I hope that I've reopened the door for you to at least look at the farm tractors, not the garden tractors, but the farm tractors, and maybe one of the older ones that have been restored. Think about it. You can get yourself a pretty good sized tractor for anywhere, let's say $500 to $10,000, and be very satisfied with the tractor that you get. Whereas you spend that with and get an ATV, you might have to replace it maybe every couple of years, every 5 years. If you do what you need to do to keep a tractor in good shape, it'll last the rest of your life. So, up to you. I vote for tractors, the older ones, and you vote the way that you want to for what you think's the best for you on it. But don't forget to take a look at the tractors too. Until next time, this is the Old Farmer. Stay well.
Well, come on down to Stoney Ridge. Bring your wife and bring your kids. We're living life pure and sweet. That's the way it's supposed to be, Stoney Ridge. Woo!
Down on the farm.